Good morning, everybody. So I say morning, who am I kidding? It's literally 12 o'clock. I have just arrived at Redruth, got off the train, walked down. 3 guesses where I'm going. I'm going to the charity shop because I need some bits for crafts. I thought to myself this morning, what would I do today if I wasn't vlogging? And I thought I would actually just craft. So I need some supplies for some specific DIYs in mind. In November, I did actually create a little mood board of what I wanted my Christmas to look like, and I've gone off track a little bit. So I'm glad I did that because I looked at it this morning, recalibrated, worked out what I needed, and now I'm off to find the fabric that I want. So I thought I'd come to the bargain outlet one first of all in the hopes I could find some cheap fabric. So here I am. Let's see if we can find anything in there. Oh, they need volunteers that help keep this shop open. Volunteer here, so if you've got some time, do a volunteer. Brown and fluffy is what I'm after. That's quite a fun fabric. You know me, I always like to upcycle where I can. Oh my goodness, look at him. Oh, he's soft. I thought he was going to be ceramics. A soft snowman. Okay, brown and fluffy. That's a good fabric. A linen fabric. This is what I tend to do. I tend to walk around. Contains Lindsay. I tend to walk around just to feel the fabrics first and go from there basically. Brown and fluffy. Brown and fluffy. That's what I'm looking for. I've got a list. I need something red as well, but I think I might have that at home, so it's not the end of the world if I don't find that. But brown and fluffy is what I need. You usually have good luck with skirts because they're usually like quite good textures, but no, nothing here for me today. Quite like the beads on the neck of this jumper. It's just an old private one. It's a bit dirty, but look how cool they are. This is why I was looking at the track shop first, because you could just cut them off and that will serve as something, you know. Another thing I need are mugs. The ones I found in Cambodia the other day, the green mugs, kind of that sort of shape. I need 3 the same. I don't think I'm going to find it here, but there's a couple more charity shops up the town that I thought if I come to this town, I'm going to have the best luck, you know. These are cute. Look how adorable and old-fashioned they kind of are. Yeah, nothing here in terms of what I need, so I'll have to move on. So not much success in there. I was hoping for the brown fabric, but now I'm going next door into the seller shop, so winner winner, we are good to go. This is what I was after, the roving in ginger, the beige it's called. This is the one I use for my angel's hair, and I'm also after a cream, just like a natural like white colour. Aha, bingo. One of those as well, wool white, so it's just kind of like a warm white on there, but those are the 2 that I wanted. Also need some white thread. I'm going to get this size this time. It's 250 meters. This is why I always buy it in 10,000 meters like bulk because I go through it so often, but last time I bought the 100 meters. It literally lasted me like 3 days, so I bought another one. I'm going to go with this one and I'll just buy bulk lot online, but this shop is awesome. Look at all this thread. Are you joking? I'm going to have a quick peek around at all the fabrics now because I get very sucked in here. I don't need any more, but I like to see kind of what's new in and what I can get my hands on, you know. Christmas fabric. That's a nice little check one. Pretty. Got these as well. Dying to do something with that, like the pepperminty and red. It is Macao Andover Sugarberry Silk Tie Stripe Red. Look how nice that is. And that one there. I like the blue better. I like a blue combination with red rather than the green. But I've got my thread. This section that I like. I think this here is the section where I got that fabric for the pig that I did. Look how nice that is. A bit more kind of like older looking, if you know what I mean. It's a bit more modern. How cool is that? I really like that. A couple of people have been asking me about skin tones recently. This one here is the one that I've been using recently, and it's the Macawa Latte, and it's just a really good skin colour. I like that one for like a light colour. And then this sort of range is where I've been going for kind of like darker shades. That one there's another one that I've been using. What is the name on that? Natural almond on that one, and a little bit darker is tan. Okay, £7.90 I spent in there. I don't think that's too bad at all. I didn't obviously get too successful in the outlet store, so I'm gonna nip up through Redruth town, hope for the best in terms of finding this brown fuzzy fabric and some mugs. So fingers crossed for me. I think I should be in with a good chance, just because there's so many British shop in town. But I'm hoping I should be lucky. So let's go on a little try shop mooch. Might give you some music, I don't know. Might make it a bit more festive. First up though, British hot foundation. Let's go. This jumper here is pretty. £5 for a bit of Ralph Lauren. Gorgeous little fastener at the front there. How cute is that? It's got a little polo neck on. Fancy. Quite like this one as well. I feel like someone fancy has donated all of their clothes here. It's a nice mint velvet jumper. It's again £5. Mint velvet. Really, really nice. Like that one. I like that diagonal kind of knit. Again, another one I'm kind of liking. This one here, look how big that is. It's absolutely massive. It's just a Primark, but it is only £3, so we like to see it. Okay, I've grabbed a few things here just to try, why not, and have a little peek in the Christmas section now. Look at that little Santa with his beaded things there. These little plant pots are cute as well with the penguins and snowman. I'm loving that little hedgehog tin as well. I love a little hedgehog. Nothing in here that I actually need though in terms of the mugs and the brown kind of fluffy fabric. So I'm gonna buy these and quickly move on. Guess who I found? Rudolph. Let's see how much he is. Oh my goodness, £2, K9 Crusaders. The cheapest one we found so far, but honestly, I swear, I don't think I've actually filmed a Christmas charity shop video without seeing one of them, so that's actually hilarious. I love this shop for little knickknacks. They always have so much stuff. I mean, look at his wibbly wobbly arms a minute. This guy, gorgeous. Look at him, such a fat little Santa. £2 and he could be yours. Just look at all this random stuff you can buy. I just love it. Anyway, eyes on the prize. Mugs, brown fluffy fabric. This would be great if it was brown, but it's red. It's giving me Santa Claus vibes. I feel like Charlie would wear that. Anything that kind of looks 90s, I think, oh, that looks like Charlie would wear it, you know? It's just me every time I wear a denim jacket. I'm like, Charlie would wear that all as well. I'm still not seeing anything brown. Again, that would be a great sort of fabric if it was brown, but it's yellow. Oh, how about that? No, it's like suede. In like the little bedding and pillowcase bits here. They've got lots of good things. Just again, nothing I'm after, but eyes on the prize. I will find it. I feel hopeful. That's a fun blanket, isn't it? Have a look through the mugs now. This is the sort of shape that I want. There's 3 of them in there. I also come with a whole stack of stuff. I'm like, I could paint those. These ones here look even better. They're like quite wide, and I think that would be good. But I'm just kind of looking at the shape of the mugs. I suppose they don't have to be the same if I'm going to paint them anyway. So maybe I should just go off fives. It's a nice shape. Okay, I found this. This looks like it's going to do a good job. It's kind of like a towely, fleecy fabric, and that is kind of the colour that I wanted. So I'm going to pick this up. I think that's going to do it. But I just spotted this. I had this as a kid somewhere, maybe at my nan's house or something. How cool is that? £1 Angelina ballerina. Look at all the graphics. So I just love that. There's so many puzzles and stuff in here. It's crazy. But I'm just having a little look around now. I didn't find any mugs that aren't in a like set, so I might ask them if I could just buy the mugs out of a set, and then that will be good, and I've got everything that I needed. Look at that little cot there. That'll be such cute upcycle, wouldn't it? Lots of toys and stuff all in bags. I just love this shop. It's just like an absolutely huge shop full of stuff. This is the type of charity shops I like. Kind of reminds me of thrifting in America. I mean, what I wouldn't do to be back there right now, thrifting away. I'm hoping to go back kind of next year maybe. Just get my thrift on, you know. Lots of bags. Look at all this stuff. Anyway, just gonna wait for the queue to die down until I go and ask about the mugs, because I really don't need a set of plates and everything, and I'll only donate them back anyway, so it makes no sense for me to take them home and then only bring them back. So yeah, well, that's a cute little bag. Oh, it's broken. Who remembers this mug, the Cadbury block of chocolate? Looks like the most inconvenient mug ever to drink out of, doesn't it? What's that? Oh, a pot of Nutella pots. Look, some of this expired in 2012. You never know what you're going to find, but it's always good for crafts. This shop next door has these, but I'm not sure if they're too tall. I think they might be. I'm looking for something a little bit shallower, but that's the kind of shape. And these are 50p a piece on them. These are cool. I've never seen anything like these before. Are they candle holders, little bowls? I don't know, but set of 5, £4.99. I think they're quite sweet actually. Funny pig. Nothing in terms of the mugs. Oh look, those ones that I saw the other day when we went out church shopping. So a no for in here as well. Right, found me mugs. Look at that. That's just what I was after. Unfortunately, they only had 2, so I've got 2 other white ones that are sort of the same size. They're just a little bit smaller, but thrilled at that. I've got 4 mugs for £2. What a bargain. So now I'm going home. I'm going to DIY. Okay, so goods secured. We have some mugs. I have just washed my fabric and we are good to go. I also just skipped lunch. Do you know what I had? I had another like little mince pie thing, but it was a Tesco Finest one. So last night we had the s'mores gingerbread kind of ones. They're great. They're almost like a little dessert. If you like gingerbread, again, you'll love them. And then just a minute ago I had a hazelnut frangipane Tesco Finest something or other. I don't know, they're half price in Tesco at the moment. I wouldn't say I loved it. That's probably my least favourite, but the s'mores one I would definitely buy again. Anyway, so I've got a little paint pen, just a random one, and I'm gonna draw a template for these little guys. I think that will look good. And actually, this is gonna sound a bit cuckoo crazy, but I'm gonna use a piece of this old cricket mat. So I'm just gonna draw around one of my mugs for the perfect kind of size. I'm going to use this one here. So I did find the mugs in the end for £1 for 2 it was. So I got 4 in the end. I was going to be making 3, but I thought actually if I make 4 I can then put some on my Etsy shop if they turn out pretty good. I think they're going to, and keep one for myself, so that's a nice amount. So I'm just tracing around that a circle, and I'm going to make a body shape just coming down from it. That will do nicely. It's kind of almost like a snowman shape, you know. I'm so glad I'm making this finally. I'm glad I looked at my mood board and that decided what I'm going to be doing for the day. There's my shape. Look at that. That will do. So now I need some little arms, so I'm just going to freehand those. I should note that I do have 2 pairs of scissors, by the way. I'm cutting this. I know some people were a bit worried for my scissors the other day, in the fact that it looked like I was using my sewing scissors. They are not my sewing scissors. I do have a couple of pairs. Look at all this stuff as well on the side here. I'm just like hoarding my craft supplies on here, but what's a girl to do? I am a bit of a crafty hoarder, what can I say? So I need 2 of this. This is kind of working out good because it's like slightly sticky from being the Cricut mat. Ooh, there's a stencil kind of pattern idea there, getting them making on Cricut sticky mats. So I need 2 of these. You know what, actually, because that is sticky, I'm not even going to need to draw around it. I'm literally just going to take that to the sewing machine to sew around that, and then I'm going to need 2 arms, so an arm piece there, so that size. Let's go. I'm not even going to change my thread. It's a sagey green colour in at the moment. Use this one, go around this little shape. Nice. And now twice around the arms. How am I gonna stitch that? Should I leave the top unfinished? Yeah, or leave the tops open. Okay, so I've turned them the right sides all the way around now, and I'm just stuffing my little babies up. A nice little flatty head shape. That's looking cute. And now for the body, I want it to be a little bit fatter, quite a lot fatter actually. So I'm just going to start stuffing with some polyfill there. I'm actually going to take the offcuts, put them inside because waste not, want not. That's absolutely fine. And then we'll just stuff around that to puff it out a little bit. I think that's going to be looking good. Just placing it over so that the shape isn't like really lumpy bumpy, if you know what I mean. Fold in the bottom with my mug, see how it fits inside, see the sizing and stuff of it. I think that looking pretty alright. Looks a little bit fatter on that side, doesn't it? But that's okay because we're going to be attaching the arms. I did just cut off the excess of the arms, stuff them very lightly down the bottom, and then folded in at the raw edge. I wasn't sure how long I actually wanted them to be. In fact, that is way too long, isn't it? So I want them so that they're kind of sitting at the mug. So that almost needs to come down to there, so I'm just going to roll that down in. Luckily I lightly stuffed it so I don't have to take any out. See how that would go. Is that looking good? I think that's going to be better, just like that. Some arms are stitched up at the ends. I've swapped out my thread, so we've got kind of a matching brown, and that's always going to help out, isn't it? And I'm just going to attach my arms on like that, so kind of just like they're hugging around the little doody dude. What's quite forgiving is this like fuzzy duzzy fabric, which obviously I spent all blooming morning looking for. I can't believe I finally did find something. I felt optimistic this morning. I was like, yes, things are going to go my way. Positive mental attitude, you know, hope for the best, manifest that brown fuzzy fabric, and it came true and I found it. So yeah, that's quite forgiving because it will hide your stitchings, so you just want to make sure it's nice and secure on there. That's looking good. I'm going to flip the arm up and I'm going to sew along there as well, just so that it is nice and doubly secure. If you want to, you can glue these into place. I mean, I'm sure that would be fine. Both arms on there, look at that, it looks a little bit funny, but by the time it gets put in the mug and evened out and everything, it will be fine. I'm going to stitch on some little bead eyes now. I'm just going to go from my inspiration because I think that the eye placement on that is a blooming adorable. So I'm just going to come down here, and the beads that I'm using are just the usual kind of beaded eyes size that I use. I think it's the 3mm glass beads. They look like these little tiny little beads. They are so versatile. If you don't have them in your like craft stash or anything, just pick yourself up one. Honestly, they come in so handy. You can put little eyeballs on everything. So we're just putting on the teeny tiny little eyes, two fairly close together. That will just work perfectly for this little guy. So there we go. I think on the original kind of inspo piece that I had, they were like almost touching, but I don't like that vibe myself, but you could of course do that. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. But mine are going to be about a finger's width apart. I also have my hot glue gun heating up now. It's my favorite hot glue gun. I know we talk about this a lot, don't we? My hot glue gun is a good one though. Like crafty ladies and, well, anyone, unite. Let me tell you something, you need the glue gun, all right? Just upgrade your little mini one to that one. You will not be disappointed. Do the bow on this one, the red check bow that I have been using. I've got a few different check bows out actually. Well, I'm going to make a few different check bows, I should say. So I've got some ribbons out. I've got this country check one. I've got this little grey check one. I'm going to make 4 of these. I'm going to make them all different, but I'm going to keep this red one for myself because obviously this exact ribbon is the ribbon I've been using in a lot of different crafts. Someone asked me to do a bow tutorial when I tie my bows, but basically I make 2 little loops and then knot them like so, and that's how I make my bows. I then just play around with it, make sure it's all even and everything, and just, yeah, make sure it's sitting nicely, just something like that, and then it comes together nicely. And obviously we cut these bits like so. There we go, a nice little bow. I then take a lighter and just seal off the edges where I put that in this chaos. There it is. I see it poking out. Truly, this is very chaotic of me, but very true for my life. Like I said before, I don't think I know a crafter with a neat craft room. It is what it is. Just don't typically see it on the internet very often, do you? There we go. A nice bow. That'll go on perfectly. Just there. In fact, I probably should have made that a bit bigger, shouldn't I? Okay, I tied a bigger one. I think this is looking good. I made it have bigger tails as well, so I'm just going to cut that to size. Kind of looking like that. It's looking cute. What I'm going to do now is literally just hot glue all in the bottom of this mug. There we go. That's looking good. I'm going to stick me gingy in and just make sure it's pushed down into there so it secures into place, doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna see where my bow's fitting. That looks good. And I'm just gonna hot glue that into place so that it's sitting right there. Look at it. So a bit of hot glue on the back of the little, what do you call that? Like on the knot bit in the centre, so we can get that positioned first of all. I'm going to hold that down whilst it just cures. Ow, that hurt. And now it's going to be easier for me to just hot glue a line on the back of the bow and just go up in between that and just make sure that it sits nicely. I'm not going to stick those bits down, I don't think. I think they're going to be just fine as they are. I'm going to pump some glue in and around again, just to make sure that the gingy is staying in place. I'll be adding a little bit of like, I don't know what you call it, raffia, that's the word, raffia around as well, so that it looks like the cup is like padded with that, but I think it's easier to put that in after. So this is the raffia, and I'm just going to cut some bits off. And about, how many inches is that? 3 inches, I'd say. And in that glue that I just poked in there, I'm going to stick this in the glue so it looks like it's all stuffed with that. Do you know what I mean? So around the edges. It just makes it look like really cute and rustic, I think, and just like primitive. So again, cut some more of that off. stick it down in there. We do want to make sure that we've not got like hordes of glue everywhere, because glue cheapens things and just makes it look bad. So make sure there's no glue like overlapping. If there is, just get it off of there. That bit there looks a bit long, so we'll just trim that. We just kind of go off of vibes, you know, like look how cute that is. Okay, to finish him off and give him all those extra details, this is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take this spoon, and this is what made me think of this project this morning. I've got a load of these spoons left from when I made some like bakery wreaths and everything. They're just like short handled spoons, and this I thought would be perfect for this DIY. I was going to leave them wooden, but I think actually they just need a little bit of something. So I'm thinking about just painting a little red star on here. In fact, I'm going to do it inverted, so I'm going to leave the star in wood. I think that would be good. So I'm just going to paint straight out of the tube. Doesn't have to be too neat, because I am going to probably buff back this paint a little bit anyway, make it look a little bit more rustic looking, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to get some of this red paint out now, get a good coat going on my spoon. Okay, painted and dried that now just with my heat gun, just to speed it on up. It's kind of a little bit patchy, but that's exactly what I was going for. So I added a few layers on just to build up the colour and make it look a little bit more prim. Really like that. And now I'm just going to file off some of that red and just bring back some of the natural wood. I'm literally just using nail file. Nail files and prims always goes well together. So I mean, another hack for you there. I'm just bring out some of that texture back into my spoon. Age it up a little bit. Stop it. Look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? A little bit around the edges at the top. And a bit at the back as well, because we will obviously see that. There's my spoon. Look at that. That's looking good. Looks a bit scary on my fingers there, I'm not gonna lie. The paint that I used was this one here, just an old red. I really like this actually, and I feel like I'm gonna buy this again. It's probably from the range or somewhere cheap, but it's just like a cheap acrylic paint, and it goes on almost like a chalk paint, and I like that. So just dark red. It's very old, but I just really like the colour of that at Christmas time. Look at it. Beautiful. So now I'm gonna stick that into my cup. I've left a little gap the front down here, so I'm going to glue that in place just there, and then wrap the arm of Gingy around it. I think that's going to look gorgeous. So I'm just going to apply quite a bit of glue down the bottom, just about there. Push it all the way down, hold it into place again, and just pipe some more glue in. And then with the offcut bits that are all over my desk of this little hay raffia stuff, I'm gonna poke that all in to the gaps, fill it out, stick it in there. I don't want to put my finger in there at the moment, it's going to be very hot. So I'm just going to poke that in, just use my scissors to poke it down into the glue. I'm going to wrap the arm around, and I'm actually just going to stitch the arm into place so it holds that spoon down. Oh, I'm having such a good time. Where have I put my needle? In the pincushion for once. I swear I lose needles all the blooming time. So I'm just going to stitch that hand down into place, keeping that spoon down so it feels like it's going to sit there naturally. I'm just going to tack it down to its belly. Beautiful. Cut that off. Lovely. Look at this. This is coming together so well. This little bell here would look nice. Very cute. I'm going to add it. And again, I'm going to stitch that into place just below the bow. I feel like this arm here has to come in a little bit. I feel like it's just sticking out a little bit too much. I was just going to stitch it down, but I'm actually just going to add a little bit of glue underneath, because this is like a polyester fabric. It's gluing really well. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of glue there, almost like in a T, up into its little armpit, and just secure that down just about there so it sits nicely, you know, doesn't look too tight, doesn't look too thing, just naturally sitting there. Perfect. So I'm going to hold that into place. The final thing I'm going to do on this little baby is add in some blush. So as always, I've got my makeup brush there and just a blush that I actually used to use on my face. I should use that actually. I'm using a cheap one on my face now because my good one, my Rimmel one, has been demoted to crafts just because I love the colouring so much. I'm going to buff that in and around by the eyeballs. Just like this, like swirling it around into the fabric to like dye it, and that will be perfect. So I'm just going to buff that out a little bit. And there we go. I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that I had white mugs, but actually I really like that, and I think this is going to look gorgeous and it's going to stand out more because I have a wooden table, so I think the white is actually good, I think, because everything else is coloured as well. So I'm actually just going to leave it like that. Isn't that so cute? Look at that. Let me mind that out of the way. Also, the state of my desk, it's getting real gnarly out here, but there we go. I made it. That's exactly what I had in mind this morning, and my cups and my fabric came from the charity shop, so I was able to upcycle it. These here I've had in my collection for so long since I made the wreaths. I think I made the wreaths back maybe in like 2020, 2021, something like that. So I've had the spoons for a little while. I've had these bells in my collection as well. I do have red ones and green ones as well. So I think now what I'm going to do is go ahead and make a couple more. This one here is mine for the first run. I'm going to adjust the arm pattern so that I can make the arms a little bit shorter for the other three. And the other three will be up on my shop. So I'm going to do a red one, I think, like another red one kind of like this. And maybe more of like a naturally colourway one. And maybe like a red and a green version as well, because I have this ribbon that I really want to use. And I think maybe with a green bell and then maybe a red like spoon, that will look really good. But I will share them in tomorrow's vlog once I have finished making them, so you can see them, and I'll probably list them tomorrow as well. So if you want yourself a little gingerbread mug decoration, I'm gonna have some for sale, because why not? Why not? You guys always ask me to put more stuff on my Etsy shop, so here we are. This one's mine. I am going to make some more. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will catch you tomorrow for day 9 of Vlogmas. Can you believe it's the 8th of December already? I've not done my Christmas shopping. I'm being distracted by doing YouTube videos and crafts, and yeah, I do really need to crack on with that. But yeah, for now though, here's this guy. Look how cute this is. And he jingles, so even better. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching today, and I shall see you tomorrow for another video.